Why do 99% of AI startups burn millions and fail, while one 19-year-old built a data empire that powers today's absolute frontier models? Are you building the next Mecha Goliath, or are you just another incumbent waiting to be disrupted? Let's dive straight into this explainer and meticulously unpack the operational realities of building an AI empire, extracting these insights directly from Alexandr Wang's exact experiences. We are dealing in hard data, zero fluff, and pure execution.
Look directly at the questions on this slide because these are the exact friction points we are resolving today. How do you find actual, undeniable product-market fit when the ground beneath you is shifting daily? And structurally, how can a lean startup outcompete tech giants with unlimited resources? We're going to break down the exact narrative of how this is happening right now in the trenches, step by step.
Section 1. The Contrarian Data Bet. Alexandr Wang's Journey to Scale AI.
This timeline maps a hyper-accelerated path of iteration. At age 17, growing up in New Mexico, Wang was drinking from a fire hose, absorbing everything from math competitions to the sheer intellect of the people around him. At 18, he takes a gap year to work at Quora just to see how companies actually make decisions, and then enters MIT. And at 19, after applying to Y Combinator and being told directly his initial ideas were going nowhere, he definitively launched Scale AI.
While training early toy models at MIT, Wang identified 3 strict, undeniable requirements. Step 1, a GCP account for cloud compute. Step 2, code to run, like TensorFlow. Step 3, a dataset. He realized that while compute and code were just a button press away, the data was entirely missing. There was no button to press for clean data. He didn't read the news to find a trend. He applied rigorous first principles to a massive bottleneck he hit himself.
And this quote brilliantly illustrates the mindset required to win. You need to develop conviction in a set of beliefs that nobody else agrees with. The crucial point here is that you must bet on unsexy realities, like selling data when VCs are incredibly skeptical and questioning your durability, long before those concepts become industry consensus. He toiled in obscurity, and fast forward a decade, those exact same investors who passed on him are now writing think pieces about how data is literally the biggest business opportunity in AI. You absolutely cannot base your compass on the herd.
Section 2. Mechanics of Agentic Loops. Orchestrating the Swarm.
We are living through a massive paradigm shift. For the history of humanity, the old bottleneck of progress was groups of smart people getting together to write code and organize toward a shared goal. The new bottleneck? It's having the vision and ambition to orchestrate millions of agents. We've moved from the friction of organizing human intelligence to the new challenge of possessing enough ambition to direct an abundant, tireless AI workforce.
But how do you actually orchestrate that workforce? When you look under the hood of these massive ecosystems, the mechanics aren't magic. They rely on highly mundane, exact tools. We are talking about basic skills, markdown files, cron jobs, and /goal commands. It's about mechanically figuring out the exact metric and using these simple tools to point agents at out-of-distribution data. Ignore the LinkedIn gurus pushing magic systems. It comes down to rigorous, systematic abstraction.
And this number is where the real alpha is generated, 1,000. The absolute alpha lies in building agentic systems that allow you to spend 1,000 to 1 million times more on tokens to relentlessly drive outcomes within a continuous feedback loop. If you set up the right evaluation metric, a swarm of agents can accomplish more than a team of 100 engineers handily.
Section 3. Open Source AI Economics. Decentralizing Capability. This number is absolutely critical for your operational budget. 8. Utilizing models like Meta Spark via tools like OpenClaw is exactly 8 times cheaper than Opus. This completely alters the financial math for developers. It proves we're not moving toward a world where intelligence is rationed only for the wealthiest corporations. It's being rapidly decentralized. And look at the staggering speed of this decentralization. Notice the compounding talent density and speed recorded here from Meta's Frontier Lab. Starting with a zero-base build, they shipped MuseArc 1 in exactly 9 months. Just 2 months later, out came MuseImage and MuseSpark 1.1, and recently, Morg 1.1. Frontier AI is scientific research requiring a totally different operating model built to compound with the exponential growth in compute and capabilities.
The target ecosystem for these tools is massive. With 200 million businesses already active on Meta's platforms, the stated objective is to supercharge this ecosystem to billions. The goal is to provide everyone with a personal superintelligence that expands their own agency, enabling a totally dynamic ecosystem of business agents working seamlessly with personal agents.
And to aggressively fuel this agentic development from the ground up, Meta provided $1,000 in free credits for the new Spark API directly to the audience of builders. This is the exact capital injection designed to spark combinatorial innovation.
Section 4. The abundance of intelligence. Finding the exponential curve.
Just a decade ago, the best models could basically only recognize cats in YouTube videos. Now, we are riding a steep curve where every subsequent wave of AI is dramatically, fundamentally 10 times larger than the previous one. Wave 1 was self-driving cars. Wave 2 brought large language models and chatbots, 10 times bigger. Wave 3 introduced coding agents, another 10 times bigger. You must identify the exponential curve that is the steepest and will go the longest.
Which brings us to the defining concept of this entire era. A decade ago, startups played David versus Goliath, finding a clever, nimble angle against giants. Today, because intelligence is now abundant, a startup properly utilizing these tools instantly becomes a mecha Goliath. It's Goliath versus Goliath. You are now vastly enhanced by the power of agents, capable of direct head-to-head combat with traditional, heavily resourced incumbent companies.
Section 5. Core Review and Takeaways. Hard Facts and Final Thoughts.
We are locking in the most critical knowledge right now with our mandatory high-density core review. Take a screenshot of this table immediately. This is the pure extracted ledger of every major number and operational fact we've covered in this explainer. Scale AI launching at age 19, the 3 rigid requirements of GCP, code, and data, the massive financial shift of models being 8 times cheaper, the 200 million business ecosystem, the $1,000 credit injection, straight down to the exact mundane tools, markdown files, and cron jobs. Keep this ledger close.
Here's today's ultimate takeaway, your one sentence of underlying actionable logic. Intelligence and agency are now abundant. The only scarce resources remaining are your vision and ambition. You absolutely must develop your own internal compass for the future, because raw intelligence is no longer your bottleneck. You can dream exponentially bigger.
So let's test that ambition. I want your hardcore debate on this specific friction point. When orchestrating these incredibly powerful agentic loops, using entirely mundane markdown files and cron jobs, is this a genius, highly scalable design or a massive pitfall just waiting to happen? Tell me exactly why you think this architecture will either scale smoothly to billions or break down instantly on the side of the road.
Drop your hardcore argument in the comments below right now, and I will instantly send you the complete exclusive explainer tool checklist and mind map so you can start building your own Mecha Goliath immediately. Leave that comment, claim your tools, and I'll see you in the next explainer.